It's interesting as well to see just the importance of momentum in the Dota scene, where Hellraisers start off hot and immediately flame out of the tournament. VP.Prodigy, I think, dropped their opening 2 series or 2 out of 3, and now suddenly are on a tear.
And I can really imagine Roger and the way he fits the team, the way he makes the atmosphere in the team. That I can really see him dropping out quickly out of a tournament after winning so hard. You know, he's like, he's chilling. It's relax, boys. We got this. We topped our group. We don't have to ban out
and
Meepo.
What happens when he's out?
Don't ban out the Meepo. We're gonna counter it. This happens.
Yeah, but what happens when he's out? Is he still chill?
No, of course not. Are you chill after you top a group and then you are pretty much out of the tournament in one day?
Group. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, a double save picked up by VP.Prodigy already, and can expect them to pick more of a flex core. Troll is still in the pool, I do believe. Indeed, it is.
I just love these 2 openers and how they match up in the current meta. On one side, you have the Rubik and the Pango. On the other, you have the Shadow Demon and the Centaur. I've seen this play out many times, and Pango can do really well. It's a little bit easier for the Centaur to initiate in to get that stun with, let's say, a Stampede or something. But Pango has more impact as the fight progresses, right? As it's longer, you can get more utility off of him. But it's all about these combos that you bring into fight. If I see a Centaur do better in this sort of a scenario, it's because he has something like a Grimstroke follow-up. So you jump in, stun, Inkswell is already on you, then you follow up with that stun, and there's more control, layers of control coming. Now from NiP, I would hate to see them fall into the same trap that Navi did with this Pango, is having no one to start off things first so that Pango can shine off of that.
Yeah, they definitely need something to start off when it comes to Oracle, and Pango is a good answer to Oracle if someone else is starting the fight, and then Oracle has to react immediately. Okay, I guess you go for your position 5. That's not really going to be a fight starter.
I mean, I understand Jakiro as a counter to Shadow Demon's been long thought of, because you just Ice Path under the defensive disrupt, but against an Oracle, it does seem a bit off-putting. It's not bad against the Centaur, but yeah, you leave yourself really exposed now to a Death Prophet with no real answer.
Yeah, I'm surprised this Death Prophet wasn't banned out earlier or picked up. I don't even... We discussed this yesterday. This Death Prophet doesn't necessarily need saves as much as she used to, right? It's great to have an Oracle, don't get me wrong, but it's not like your main priority, and the hero is definitely very strong and easy to play in the meta, and they have no burst to take her down as well, and there's an Oracle.
You have no burst on either of your 3 heroes that don't need farm, let's say. So now you need to get heroes that actually have to farm, and you need to kill this DP. So you go for a Puck, trying to defuse the situation, but...
Yeah, press X to doubt.
It just feels like it's that same old story, right? Where you have one team with like twice as much effective health as the other side. No one on the side of NiP has any form of real sustain. They have they're like not strength heroes. And then VP.Prodigy, you've double save and 2 huge beefy cores. What last pick can salvage this for NiP?
Meepo. There you go. I mean, it could.
This is a supreme hero, though. Puck is a supreme hero. He's going to be playing the Puck. I don't know if Charlie plays Meepo.
No, I don't think you do that. I think if you pick Meepo, you give it to Supreme. And now it's on VP.Prodigy to... Now it's on us to see if VP.Prodigy are going to do the same mistake HR did. Are they going to ban out the Meepo or not? Are they going to let that hero go through? There are other heroes that could fit their lineup, obviously. Any sort of a position 1 win condition for them looks fine right now, but...
The problem is you're going to lose way too many towers. If you go for something like an illusion-based hero, they banned out the Naga. That was the best probably for NiP. You have the Shadow Demon that's actually really good against it. You have double save. You can also run away with the Stampede. This Death Prophet is just not dying.
I don't even think that Naga is such of a big deal for VP.Prodigy. They ban it out because Charlie loves those heroes, right? It's his full comfort zone. When he started playing, it was every single pub I would play against that guy, it was Naga. Every pub I played with him, it was Naga, so...
True, but VP.Prodigy wants to have a good formation. If you break that up with the Naga, you have a ways to win a fight, even if you're
And it's hard for the Oracle to play against that as well. You can always get in the backline.
In the same concept, they ban out the Morphling because of that potential E-Blade burst onto one of these backliners. Leaves PL on the pool, but that's, again, not burst. And it feels like you're going to need something.
You can itemize against that. You have that Prophet, you can go for that Shivas, then you have Crimson Guard perhaps coming from your Centaur, so maybe it's not as good as these other heroes.
I really don't see a hero for NiP, right? Something that can fight with one item and kills heroes fast. That's what we're looking for, and I'm not sure. Like, CK came to mind, but we haven't seen this hero, so it's not gonna...
I'm a believer in CK.
Yeah?
All right, I think it's got potential.
I start believing every month or two, and then I see him a couple of games, and I just stop believing again.
It feels like he really struggled with like the power creep that we've fallen victim to in Dota thus far, where some heroes, like, on paper, you're just like, this hero sucks. Like, why would I pick this if I could pick something that just farms faster and has more natural timings? Such as a Terrorblade's a perfect example of a hero that just is much better when you think about a hard carry illusion concept.
But it's
Could you go for a PL now if you're VP.Prodigy as well?
I think you could, actually. PL doesn't die here. It's the same problem as with the DP.
They have some cash though for him. You would have the Puck, you would have the Shakiro as well. There's a lot of damage, but...
What about a Sven?
What about the PL?
Do you guys like TB into Shadow Demon? Because it's always kind of iffy. You get a free disrupt off on an illusion, effectively gives you a Manta of your Terrorblade.
Even stronger, 75% damage. So Shadow Demon is definitely really strong against this hero, but if you pop meta preemptively and the puck is inside of the fight, then you can't really get to the Terrorblade. Though when it comes to like high ground pushes and something like that, you can get those illusions, and it can.
So what are we thinking about besides PL? Is Slark any good here?
I wouldn't say into this.
I mean, matchup one-on-one versus TB, it's kind of alright, right? But overall, they do have a lot of AoE control.
I think they can go for the Monkey King. Is in the pool. They can go for the Monkey King, win the lane, and then just win the game off of that.
It can be a bit rough against Jakiro Puck though, because you can get macropired on a tree and you're just straight up dead. And I do agree that fits the concept. After watching how EpiKid played it in the previous series, I'd have to agree. But
I don't mind it. I don't mind the Dragonite as well. It's not your Monkey King, but it fits kind of similar playstyle. You will be very active early on.
They just wanted a simpler solution. You have a point-and-click stun now for the Puck, good synergy with the Oracle, natural tower push.
And you can lane anyway, by the way. You don't even have to put the Dragonites safely in that Prophet mid. You could even put the DK mid, right? Like that's also pretty sick. It's an easier lane, let's say, to play versus the Puck, and then you can put the
versus Pango.
Yeah, it's gonna do really well. I don't see NiP killing any of these heroes. That's the problem. And even in the later stages of the game, we have the damage mitigation for the Terrorblade. I don't know. This VP.Prodigy lineup is looking really scary.
Not to mention Charlie on the win condition instead of Supreme. I have not seen NiP find much success with this.
All right. At the same time, yesterday with Jug, he did well, and Terrorblade here, if he does get massive, he will carry you this game. If they manage to slow down VP.Prodigy to those later stages of the game. But overall, Prodigy's lineup looks very solid. They have these two heroes that are almost banned out in every single game that we pretty much see. The Dead Prophet and the Dragonite, they get both of them. And maybe a month or two back, you would say these two heroes kind of do the same thing, accomplish the same thing, so because of that, they shouldn't be drafted together. But now it's pretty much different because you can scale them. They both scale.
Everything you're trying to do in Dota is the same thing. It's survive, kill the towers, stun the enemy. And VP.Prodigy have the edge in that. So final predictions before we throw it to the casters, guys. I think I know where Lizard stands.
I'll go for Prodigy as well.
Okay, cool. Well, I appreciate that, guys. But now we're going to get a real treat for you. Our casting duo is prepared. OD Pixel and Fogged. Please take us away.
Thank you very much, Kyle. And Fogged, I mean, I've got to kind of agree with the panel on this. I'm looking at this draft here, and it looks like VP.Prodigy, they've got all the answers. They've got all the combos, and I'm not quite sure what NiP's lineup's going to do against it. I mean, can you help me out here, Fogg?
Oh, yeah, it's a good question. I do really like as well. What VP.Prodigy has, that usually means it's cursed, right? I think all of us are kind of liking what they have, so But no, it's definitely looking strong. I like the pace that they can set, and like I said, it's just really popular heroes that people are playing. Sure, in the past, it used to be like, you know, don't pick the DP/DK like Lizard was saying, but these heroes will set the tempo and they will be able to play very fast. And NiP, they need to play slow. They need to wait a long time for this Terrorblade to be able to get involved. And there are heroes that are just naturally good versus the TB in this game still too. There's still the Shadow Demon. DK is also great too. We've seen that damage mitigation come into play a lot. And the splash, yeah.
No, you're right. I mean, yeah, you're right, yeah. Because what pretty much is a TB, all your damage is base damage, right? So you take a hard hit from that pre-fire, a ridiculously amount of damage reduction. And in terms of just the nuke damage, I feel like this TB he's going to get burst in the fights, right? You know, TB has like a BKB. They don't have any defensive supports on his side, and there's nothing really to save the Terrorblade if he gets gone on. And then meanwhile,
you're a bit robot.
Oh,
I'm not sure if it's on my end on yours, but you're a little bit rob off.
Hello?
Still a little bit. I might be on my end, but you're still a little bit robot for me. But I totally agree with everything that you were saying. Keep trying to talk, and I'll let you know. I think he's muted for the time being, so it's just me, and what we're going to be seeing. But yeah, there's a lot of different things that we are definitely liking about VPP's draft. The DK with that level 10 talent, if you choose to get it, that 50% damage reduction is pretty insane.
Hello?
Hello?
Did I fix it?
You're good.
Yeah, I just had to remove a few circuit boards and stuff. I'm back to not about 90% human now. So we're good. We're good. Anyway, yes, sorry. Fogged, you know, take away. I'm sure you're doing a great job.
No, I actually had no idea what to say anymore when you were gone. Usually this is where you take over, and I just sit there and listen.
All right. Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the lanes. Like, so obviously we're all very skeptical about what NiP's decided to do here. Is there any lane that you're looking at where you could see sort of NiP popping off from the laning stage and getting some real momentum behind some of the heroes?
Not really with the way the VPP set up. I actually love the way that they have this top. They're already looking to get aggressive. They're trying to actually kill Charlie instantly, right when he gets to the lane.
So if they've got enough damage, well,
can't quite do
might
so.
be enough.
But yeah, now they're able to put a Death Prophet in a lane where sometimes playing like your traditional carry heroes can be pretty annoying. You're playing versus Fade Bolt, you're playing versus Pangolier who's going to be swashbuckling and kind of like lucky shotting you. It's a Death Prophet now. You can just use your nukes to last it all the time, and you're ranged. You know, always play around that pretty nicely. So they move the Oracle bottom, double ranged lane versus this. Looks pretty good. Mid should be pretty free for FN as well.
Oh my goodness, it is as well. Look at that, 7 for 3 against the 1 and 0 on the first few waves. Not a great start at all for Supreme. I mean, as you say, it's expected this DK is going to have a solid time hitting the right clicks, hitting the CS. And Supreme's going to have a slow start on the first few levels.
Yeah, and I think the other reason we did see the DK is addressing as well, not just the Terrorblade like damage mitigation and all that, but now they have another reliable stun. Because they only really had like the Centaur, and yeah, that's kind of it. Now he actually has a way to stun the puck, stun the Terrorblade too. He actually went for skilling stun at level 3, trying to catch Supreme off guard there.
Man, it's not really... I mean, is there any sort of way NiP can gank the DK early on to sort of shake him off his game? It's a very hard hero to do much about in the early stages, right?
No, it's a DK.
Yeah, you just let him... You kind of just got to let him have his free reign in the mid lane. He's able to stun the puck here, and Supreme... He's going to get very, very low there. Nice timing from FN to maximize the damage output, stopping Supreme from being able to jaunt the orb.
He's owning the lane, like 11, 6 to 6 and 2.
This lane is over.
This lane is definitely over.
This FN is going to have the freest of starts. And on the side lanes as well, as expected, VPP have had a solid first few waves or such. All 3 cores, top 3 CS at the moment in the game.
Yeah, it's a perfect lane setup for them, really. Just this like very clever kind of way of drafting and putting the DP pick last and then just having it be bottom, and they have this DK. They have these 2 mid laners that can just play in these side lanes just as fine anyway. Saberlight, he's got no mana for a swashbuckle. Bottom.
Got another Crypt Swarm.
I think okay, he's got a Fairy Fire. But now Courier.
Take the Courier instead. All right.
Thank you.
And, you know, it's going to be Saberlight walking back to base. He's got no regen upon him, so Pango out of the lane. Free farm will continue for Epileptic Kid. And all 3 lanes continue to be nice and daisy for VP.Prodigy. It's been a great first 3 minutes for them.
Yeah, it's a dream, right? They're playing a very, very fast tempo lineup, and they're perfectly set up all 3 lanes, and they're crushing these 3 lanes already now too. Good positioning in the lanes too. Looking at up top, Seneko is trying to get a pull off to try to salvage the lane a little bit. Does actually get it off. They're trying pretty much anything they can to just try to get their farm and muster it up. Still very early, so they just need to play. They need to just make sure they can get more last hits in the lanes because they're just getting smashed.
I mean, and this is the thing, right? Their draft, it's not really a comeback draft. You know, if they get behind at the start, what are these heroes supposed to do? Seneko is dead. I mean, all 3 cores of VP.Prodigy, they're just impossible to kill, right? They're very tanky, beefy things. So DP, DK, and a Centaur Warrunner. And then on top of that, you got an SD and Oracle, probably the 2 best saving supports in the meta right now. It seems like VP.Prodigy just have kind of a perfect lineup here.
It really does feel, versus what NiP has right now, it does feel like that in the moment, and the way they set up their lanes. I think it was like perfect. They start that triple lane top, and then they put Epileptic Kick bottom. He's level 4 and change right now versus these 2 level 3s. He could still get brought down. The Death Prophet down bottom is chance that he could die if they do some rotation with the puck or something when he hits 6 on Supreme, but it's scary. Like, it's scary for Supreme to really do anything in this game now because he's fallen just insanely far behind in the start of the game, and versus DK. This DK is gonna hit 6 before the puck and take your tower.
Yeah, top lane's not getting any better either. The SD and Centaur combo destroying Charlie, killing him off and out of the lane. And it's 2-0, 1k lead. And you talk about Supreme as well, right? You know, once he hits 6, sure, you can try and help out the side lanes, but I guess the problem is you're in a 1v1 against the DK, right?
Yeah,
you leave this lane, you're losing your tower, and Seneko, he's going to be able to take the bounty rune.
He got both of them, in fact.
All right. That's job done. He's able to duke out these poisons as well. He'll turn. Save's going to bring him low, but Save is going to lose this trade by the looks of it, so Seneko will be able to claim the kill. Onto the SD. Mid lane, DK. FN's popped his ult, and he's ready to start putting some pressure onto that tower.
That was the best thing that's happened so far for NiP. Seneko getting double bounty rune and a kill. Now they're making the move toward mid to push FN away from the tower. I like that move by Era. Since Supreme is only level 5, I think he just needs help versus this DK who has double his last hits.
Yeah, 36 and 11 against the 19 for 3. A very impressive start from FN in that mid matchup. And top lane Charlie does have to be a little careful with his supports making moves elsewhere. Save's trying to close the gap. At the least just spamming out that poison, making sure that Charlie's kept low. Charlie has got the Ring of Taras and the Magic Wand prepared, so a good amount of sustain for him, and Seneko will rejoin him up on the top lane.
Frustrating for the Terror Boy though. As soon as he pops the meta, he's trying to walk up and get last hits, and there's just a blanket of shadow poisons whenever he does go for them right now. DM getting all those free denies. DM almost has he actually pretty much has the hood done
Bottom.
in a moment.
Should be a dead Pango. Saberlight tried to come in, grab the wave. They had the control though, leading in with a Fortune's End and Swashbuckle on cooldown. There was no escape for the Pango.
Oof. Certainly, it's still less than that 1k, but you're already feeling this. Like VPP just got this very nice, firm set in their lanes. They're just keeping these lanes set as is. You see already, NiP, they're trying to fix this. They're trying to bandage this, making a move around with the puck. It gets scanned out immediately onto Supreme. So we will see VPP play a little more carefully up top for a moment. And then FN will play more aggressive mid because his farm is up in 5 seconds. So back onto that tower.
And with a bit of extra backup as well. Arna's going to come in on the Oracle, prepared for any response that this push onto the tower gets. Supreme, not much that he can do to try and put a stop to this. He can attempt to nuke out the waves, and he does have the 6, the Dream Coil, if they want to try and make an aggressive play, but it's going to be hard,
so
especially
tanky.
with Save around too. They're bringing both supports around towards the mid, you know, realizing how NiP played in response to the push from the Elder Dragon last time round. And NiP are going to do it again. Era's here. Supreme will lead him with the Dream Coil on to 2 of them. They'll look towards FN. FN just snaps the coil straight up. They will lose Ina. Lift up with the telekinesis. They drag him back. They'll kill the Oracle off. So NiP are able to, again, sort of take a bite at VP.Prodigy's push in the mid lane. Still not able to really hurt the cause. FN's still standing strong. Top lane Save will be able to take that DD rune. Turn towards Seneko with the Dragon Tail stun. They're going to look to chase him down, trying to block him off as well with the illusions, keeping vision on the high ground. They get the kill with the Breathe Fire. Now they turn over towards Supreme. Supreme, he's nuking FN down very low. FN's got a few 1 charges to rely on as well as a Stampede. The global play comes from DM to keep his mid safe, and VPP will be fine. They'll be out of there.
Great moves there again by them, just setting up their 2 supports in the mid lane instantly with the push. Kind of, it looks like they're expecting NiP to bring that defense to try to hold them off the tower and just protect. They protect their core, the important one. They let the Oracle die, but they don't. I don't think VPP cares about that at all. They have the Centaur continuing to pressure up top with that hood finish, level 7. And I think that the whole reasoning that they are allowed to move their supports is because Epileptic Kid is probably sitting to himself and he's like, there's no way they kill me bottom as a Death Prophet with their lineup at the moment. Yeah. He just gets the Spirit Siphons off, no matter what. If they even get the lift off on him initially, there's no way that they burst him down just yet. When they have Puck 6 and maybe Saberlight 6 and he goes down, then perhaps.
Top, we are seeing the 4 of them attempt to take down the Centaur. TP comes in safe, trying to help out DM. He's in trouble. The Ice Path for the pullback. NiP will be able to take him down. Making these moves as a mass unit. This is pretty much the way that they get those kills. Mid lane, Saberlight nuked down between the 2 of them, FN and Ina. Between the Breathe Fires and the Purifying Flames, Saberlight is pushed out of this lane that he tried to come into to finish getting his level 6. His game continuing to get shut down. Supreme and Charlie, without the Dream Coil, nothing they can do to make a move onto FN. FN will be able to continue as he was. Top lane, DM returns to the lane and maybe see if they can get a setup onto Sneko. Save, trying to use the shadows to close the gap onto the Jakiro. Sneko, he's got to be careful. And we'll be able to get back underneath his tower. But already a decent amount of damage done to this top tier 1. Sits at half HP. 10-minute runes coming up. And we'll see what side's able to grab the majority of them.
Looks like it should be, what? 3 for 1? VPP should be able to collect that last bounty rune and continue their pressure. Now they know that a lot of abilities are on cooldown. In particular, the coil was used before. It's coming back up, but no matter. DM is going to press the issue up top in the meantime, and they're continuing they're keeping their farm up perfectly on their cores. So you just see them continue to stack up camps for them too. Epileptic Kid having a good pace, and FN is 1500 HP. Looks like they want to try to make a move on him in mid.
Let's see if they can do it. He makes the call to snap the coil immediately, and it pays off. Just walks out of there. Stampede's pop. Saberlight tries to lead in with the Rolling Thunder, but it's just not enough damage to threaten anyone on VPP's lineup. He has to immediately back out of there. Comes in with the Swashbuckle. NiP still having a bit of a look towards them, but with the Ghosts out, Epileptic Kid is so strong he can just move in. Eric does come in, did manage to steal the Ghost, and that is going to play heavily to their advantage, bringing Epi Kid down low. Swashbuckle's off the mark though. Epi Kid's going to be able to get out alive. They turn back over, kill off Saberlight, and also Supreme in trouble. The 2 cores will die. A very painful miss Swashbuckle there from Saberlight, not allowing them to get that kill on the DP means that VPP win yet another trade, taking the tower as well.
Oh, it looked like for a quick second because of Era having that steal, maybe they were able to at least get a kill out of that one, but all of VPP shows up. Oof. Already seeing that powerhouse of their lineup really coming into play at this point. 4K lead. They're already got these 2 very important towers going along their way, and they're starting to get their initiation tools, I believe, online. FN. Okay, he had the goal for Blink. He wants to get a bigger scaling item. Shadowblade, like that anyway. Both of those are just fine for himself. And yeah, they've got this solid farm, and their lineup is going to be able to constantly fight and bring the pressure to those NiP towers. NiP just, that jump on the DK was insane. Like, if he was on the other side of the river, like on the high ground when they first started going, then maybe. But he was already on his side when they coiled.
He's underneath his tower, basically. Yeah.
He's 1500 HP DK at that point.
Pretty wild.
Ambitious.
And things, of course, yeah, FN getting the Shadowblade as quickly as he can. You know, VPP obviously know how far ahead they are financially. If they can start to sort of starve out the supports of NiP in terms of dusts and sentries, it's going to get even tougher for the dire side. Up top, Sneko is going to try and juke. It's all right for a TP out, but he will fall. Meanwhile, they do manage to kill off DM, and they will, by the looks of it, get Ina as well. Ina's been left behind, cannot get the false promise in time. So NiP, they're able to take a tower, get the double kill for Charlie. Again, when they do group up and there's only 1 or 2 around for VPP, the TB with his Metamorphosis is still very, very strong. They need to get as much as they can from this, though. They are pushing on towards the tier 2. FN has got that Shadowblade on its way out to him, so he can look for the lead in. Elder Dragon form is also available.
That is such a farm. That's such a fast Shadowblade. Level 10 already, too. He actually took the Mana Regen talent, which is, I mean, probably still the better one than the Barrier reduction. But Charlie, he spotted.
Not going to expect this. He's not going to expect this at all. FN jumps out from the shadows. The TPs have come, and he goes for a TP out, Charlie. But already, with the backup inbound to the outpost, VPP claim another.
That is so fast how he got that. There's no way he did not expect it at all coming. Now they're going to know that there's a quick initiation, and that's going to put fear already. And they're going to have to start spending money on sentries to protect entrances toward their jungle. They already do kind of have a couple there, but yeah, now you know Shadowblade is done, and that, like I said, Charlie's just going to have to play a little bit more careful every single time inside of his mind when he wants to farm.
Look how quick FN's playing. Immediately as Shadowblade's off cooldown, he's looking for the next kill. TP's up top. He's checking out the situation. He'll lead in onto Seneko. Saberlight's going to pop the Rolling Thunder. In fact, no, he's second guessing it. Knows that Seneko cannot be saved. So he'll keep his ultimate to himself. I say Seneko can't. He's going to try for the deny. Won't work. Poison's on him. Save pops it. And they bring down Seneko on the top lane.
FN knows he's king. These next like 10 plus minutes or so, he's got nothing really to be concerned about. He can just lead the charge in majority of the situations. And they have the lanes in a good spot. DM also getting close to that secondary initiation tool for them.
Yeah, and FM won't. I mean, but yeah, nothing can kill him, especially when he has the BKB done on top of the Shadowblade. The only hero that's going to be able to have any sort of physical offering is the Terrorblade, and obviously you're still trying to hit Dragon Knight that's sitting on 21 armor at the moment.
And it's scary to play.
Target to take.
It's scary to be the TB in a lot of these situations too, because if you get hit by almost anything, there's a lot of burst damage, like we were mentioning on Prodigy. There's a lot of different ways to control him as well. So he's got to be careful for the Centaur, the DK, even a silence that can come in from the Death Prop. All these different things can just mess with your TB early on, because he needs a lot more time. So do they entirely for their entire draft to come together. But VPP is not going to give him that time. They're on the hunt for Charlie.
They are. Charlie is heading back to pick up his own bounty. They do have the sentry down, so they'll see FN. FN, can he still get in range for the Dragon Tail opening? He closes the gap. The Stampede helps out, moves DM in. There's the follow-up hoof stomp. Or he's actually going to save it for now. Nicely worked there with the silence to get maximum amount of disable onto the Terrorblade. Very cleanly done there from VPP. As now with the remainder of the Exorcism, they can move back towards the lane, see if they can get some pressure onto the towers. Already saves, starting to move in on the bottom. Taking some illusions for himself, so he's got a bit of extra push.
It looks like he kind of... Did he like miss the coil on the edge? Because he only caught the Death Prop instead of the Centaur, which would have been the bigger target for him. But either way, TB does go down. And top, again, Epileptic Kid is able to find Saberlight. But will he go down? He's pretty speedy. Windblaze press the brooch.
Able to get out there with the Dukes, just trying to get some semblance of items online. He's got the urn on its way out. Of course, that urn is going to require them to find kills, and that's something that NiP have struggled with so far.
He needs to get that Spirit Vessel online. Oh, it's such a good Spirit Vessel game. I think every game is a good Spirit Vessel game now, but versus DP, Oracle, DK, Centaur, yeah. It's a very good argument. Supreme trying desperately to get their initiation tool. He's 150 or so gold away from that Blink Dagger. Well, at least let him get to that backline. That SD and the Oracle, they can be pretty fragile when he does have the Blink, if they can actually have the follow-up with Saberlight after the puck coil in the back. But it's killing that front line that's really going to be the issue for NiP.
Let's see what sort of a move they can make. I mean, Epileptic Kid, as strong as he is, he's just bolting up and taking the outpost on his own. He's not worried about any interruption from NiP.
That is some blind. That is some straight up confidence, right? That's like the bluff.
He's alone. Yeah.
That's the bluff too. You're like, yeah, they're behind me. You don't know.
There's no vision as well there from VPP inside the jungle of NiP. They're just they know that they're that strong right now. What's down? They will know that Epic Kid is up here, and he's still he's playing entirely on the opposite half of his map. But now he's out of there, so that may be a small opportunity for NiP to maybe catch him alone. Has gone.
This sneaky ward right now by Prodigy. This did not get taken out, and they see Charlie farming.
There's the initiation. More than enough burst to take down the Terrorblade once again.
That is I haven't seen that ward much. Just to be able to watch the Ancients, they know that Terrorblade's main farming tool is going to be playing around that Ancient area. Very nice ward being set up there. And cool way they set up that smoke too. If you saw, they smoked and instantly started running bottom while Epileptic Kid was still just top, like bluffing pretty much. And then he's able to TP bottom, putting himself in like the safest position of the map. That was really interesting approach the way they did that smoke. I loved it.
And then they're trying to take this tier 1 top, but VPP aren't going to let this go unnoticed. We've got TPs coming in, VPP ready to push them off. And the thing is as well, without the Terrorblade, it's only really the Jakira that's doing any sort of push damage to the towers. Other than that, it's a very slow siege from NiP's lineup when Terrorblade's not around.
Yeah, and these heroes, like we were mentioning, how the NiP lineup, they need time. The Terrorblade needs time to be able to fight and everything too. But when you're giving this much time, and VP.Prodigy is still getting that much more out of the map than you are, these two big cores, they're gonna get BKBs pretty soon. Like DK and Death probably with a BKB, NiP's draft does no damage beside the Terrorblade at that point. They can just kind of walk away too because they have Stampede and BKB. So they can either get on top of the TB or they can just kind of walk away from him and just avoid all of the disable that comes out from the Puck and the Jakiro.
They need these sort of smoke ganks to work. They've got to find something with this NiP.
They really do.
It's been dispelled on Supreme. FN came close, and Supreme, he's still trying to hunt. But now if you make a move, VPP are going to be aware they're sticking together on this top half of the Radiant side. See what sort of a relief there will be from the backup of NiP. Supreme, he's been spotted. He's already backing out. They cannot get on top of any of the members that they needed to. VPP are more than fine. Epikid continues to have all the space in the world up top as he plays there alone, soaking in an insane amount of XP as well. This TP getting very, very big.
And they're playing around each other very nicely. They're just sticking around those two cores until they do get that BKB, which they're both going to get at the exact same time. These saves playing right near them. You see Save is also... God, there's two saves and there's a player named Saved. Jeez. Save playing near DM in the mid lane with the Shadow Demon.
Sneko and Saberlight. I mean, yeah, everyone in NLP just has to keep their distance anytime that there's the opportunity for a disruption setup. It's very easy for the rest of VPP to follow up with the Stampede to close the gap. In top lane, tier 2, it goes down. They continue to take these objectives away from NiP, whilst NiP are just struggling to find some sort of play. They'll go for another smoke NiP. Again, they really need to make these work.
Before the BKBs. They have to catch them before these two BKBs come out, and FN's like 50 gold away. Epileptic Kid is also about 200 or 300 gold away from that too. They're about to be picking them up, NiP. This could be a really good timing for them if they can actually catch them before it comes out on the courier.
Let's see if they can get DM. DM's going to step forward. They'll lead in. Have they got the burst for him? They bring him down to half HP. The setup's there. The telekinesis into Rolling Thunder. Ice Path follow-up. They're locking him down. Another bounce by. They'll get the kill. They will manage to find DM.
Okay, it's not a kill that really leads into too much right now, though. Let's see if they can turn it into anything. Charlie's trying to show his face in mid. The BKBs are now delivered on the courier. Epileptic Kid is going to show himself up front. And they're actually going to buy back.
They've got the disruption set up on a Charlie. BKB pops and they get immediately on top of the Terrorblade with the silence. He's able to dodge the Who Stomp. We'll get the Sunder off. It's a sweet play, but it's not cute enough. As they lose the Terrorblade, VPP are going to try and chase on for more. The jump over there from Supreme. He's trying to escape. There's the chase with the Siphon. He's been silenced. Ice Path will block Epileptic Kid off. So Supreme will live. And no hesitation there from VPP. They're playing so quick this game. The buyback into an instant kill onto the Terrorblade, turning themselves into Roche as well. NiP, can they do anything to stop this? The Ghost will finish, so VPP don't have the quickest of Roche taking abilities now, and in fact, VPP, they don't care about Roche. They're just going to look to move in for kills once again. They're on top of Era, inside the jungle. Epikid chasing him down with the Siphon. FN closing the gap with that Shadow Blade. Era, he does manage to turn and get the lift off. The poison, only the one stack, so Era will manage to live on 20 HP. He will get out of there.
Let's go. Raindrop saved him again. Or almost saved him maybe, but yeah, gets away. He had Exorcism stolen though, and they did force him to pop it. So now they're going to, at least there's no Exorcism on the Rubik. At least something small there for VPP as they're starting to back up. Supreme trying to catch Shine.
He's dropped a Dream Coil onto the solo Oracle.
But he's got a lot of heals thrown in.
There's not going to be any follow-up, and now he's sort of baited the rest of his team in Error after such a great escape up top. Is going to be the first to fall in this mid lane engagement. Saberlight going with the Rolling Thunder, trying to chase down DM, turns back over towards the two supports. They have caught both the SD and the Oracle in a perfect position as they do manage to kill off Ina. Save, he's falling low, they'll take him out as well. Both supports are done. The NiP have managed to eliminate the backlines, but now with the silence from Epikid, the cause of VPP, they're ready to fight on without their supports. They jump in, take Supreme, they'll get the Who Stomp and the Stampede away. Saberlight still trying to poke with the Swashbuckle, but there's no more. But NiP, I mean, they did find a brilliant way to take that fight. That angle in the river with the Rolling Thunder catching both supports next to each other.
VPP's thinking about re-engaging FN.
Now gonna miss the Swashbuckle. Ooh, nice blink from Saberlight, able to juke out that Who Stomp. from DM.
Oh, and NiP still can't actually take the tower. I think that's what they've really been wanting to do all this time, trying to match VPP's fight in the mid to be able to take it, but they just still can't count these cores. Like, they got the 2 supports, which was fantastic, but then you just see these 2 tanky cores just weaving inside all of it just because of how much health they have. Like, 2,000 HP DK with that BKB, with all that immunity, just holds his ground, and Charlie has to be careful. He can just get reinitiated on very easily.
Yeah, he's having to go for this man to BKB build.
Has to.
He just doesn't have the supports that save him, as we've said. You know, with the Jakiro and Rubik, there's no one that's going to be able to offer any sort of way of removing the Terrorblade from the fight if he does get initiated on. So he has to go for this safe build. And obviously does mean that it will limit the damage output, something that they do struggle with through these BKBs. It means, you know, the NiP's got to keep this game going for at least another item or 2 on the Terrorblade after that BKB to really have a chance of turning this one.
Absolutely. He's still going to need quite a bit more time, but they are looking to still play a bit aggressively here around Charlie. He doesn't have his meta available, but they're actually setting themselves all down bottom around their outpost. They want to try to get something.
See if they can find him. Already
Just quick response by VPP. They're already setting up Epileptic. Just so he's running in. He knows he has nothing to fear when he plays like this. The Oracle's pretty close behind. They're actually going to get the jump, and that is a very, very dead puck in a matter of seconds.
And they can turn this into kind of whatever they want, whether it be more kills or a tier 2 tower. They've got the Exorcism available. Elder Dragonform's back in 5 seconds. For FN. Charlie is hiding in the trees at the moment. We'll see if they do check it out and see if he's still around, but looks like they won't fall suspicious to him. If he sends that illusion out, though, which he will do so.
He sent the illusions out.
They're going to know that he's here. And
oh my god, that was close.
I mean, that was a risky play and a half from Charlie. He knew they were around, and he sends that illusion out. I mean, obviously, it works for him. He does manage to escape, but he was taking some risks there.
I mean, that's the high risk, very low reward player. But at least he gets away with it.
Got the creep, you know.
Got the creep. And NiP, they're on the chase here forward, but that's a tanky Centaur on the front line. And they're actually going to go forward.
DM's ready for some revenge. Jumps in, says, "How dare you try and have a look at me?" Gets in with a Hoot Stomp, and suddenly Saberlight is eliminated out of the game. Epikip ready to chase on Ferreira too. He's silenced. They've got the rundown, and with damage from the Exorcism, this Rubik will melt. Both heroes gone.
And look at FN, he wants more. He's still Shadow Bladed up. He's going to see Seneko, and that's an easy target for him.
Yeah, Seneko. He's going to be able to turn with the Ice Path.
Oh?
He's going to be able to live with that. Unless Save's able to close the gap on him, but doesn't look like it. Seneko will survive. And they don't actually have the creeps too far forward on the mid. Charlie's doing a good job of cutting them with the illusions, so before the Exorcism ends, they're not actually going to be able to get towards that tier 2 tower.
But still, it's VPP just dictating the pace, and they're keeping everything going for themselves. Like, they're keeping all the lanes pushed in onto NiP's side, and NiP, they're not gaining any ground. They're just kind of trapped. Now with BKB, this could be an option here. Terrorblade, BKB, level 15 as well.
Want to try and take a fight around this pit so they can turn a metamorphosis from kills into a Roche objective.
Oh, Saberlight! Oh, he blinked into the ledge and he bounces backwards while going for the Oracle. Now they know that the fight is going to be right there because TB popped the meta. So let's see what VPP chooses to do with that information. They're pushing in the 2 side lanes, but then they can look to fight pretty soon.
I think NLP's going to try and force Roche with this meta. They're going to head straight into the pit.
It's scary. It's scanned right away.
I mean, can they do it quick enough? They're doing it. I said there's no Exorcism. There is a Dragon Form, though. NiP trying to get a jump outside the base. They've dropped the coil onto Ina. They do manage to eliminate the Oracle. The Oracle is gone. FN turns over towards the Rubik. The damage for this Elder Dragon Form proving to be a little too much, but Charlie, he's popping the BKB. He's panicking. Who's he going to hit? He turns over towards Safe. Safe has been silenced. They take down the SD. FN with the remainder of his BKB is trying to finish off Saberlight. Will find him as the Pango goes down. Charlie on the retreat now as BKB's worn off. He's got to run. Epi Kid won't be able to find the grab on him. So Charlie will survive. It's a 2 for 2 on the trade. Supreme with a quick jump in. Got to be careful about playing around this DP in case Epi Kid catches him with the Yule's silence. It won't be the case. Supreme is out.
But again, it's just the supports who die. I feel like it's like always going to be the case in this game for NiP, where they're able to get these supports, but yeah, picking off the 2 cores is just so damn difficult. And Saberlight, he keeps just getting, like, he's leading the charge, but not getting the best like situations where he gets his ultimate off either, or he just dies, gets returned on. And now there's an exorcism available, and NiP, there's no way they can contest this.
Not at all, unless Supreme wants to go for some wild sort of jump in, which he may do so. He's outside, up on the high ground. He's been silenced. He's got the blink. Will get away. And they want to quickly get themselves back into the pit VPP so they can finish this one off. Saberlight's going to try for it though. Rolling Thunder comes out. He's going to continue to mess with them. Will jump in, but he misses everybody. Doesn't connect on anyone there with that initiation. Now they turn stun onto Sneko. They'll take out the Jakira, now ready to chase for more. False Promise keeps VPP's Epikid safe. They'll go back towards the pit. Buyback from Sneko comes in. The Ghosts have finished, so they don't have the quickest way of finishing
20
Roche
on meta.
now.
So now they are, yeah, no Rolling Thunder, but 20 on the meta, and that is going to scare VPP a little bit to back up here. Everything else is available soon, though. Dragon Knight does have his form and a full Mjolnir finished. They're actually going to find DM.
They do. There's the lead in. See if they can finish him off. DM's got the Stampede though. It's Pop. Charlie pots the BKB. 1 second until meta. He's got it, but he doesn't want to commit for this. They've lost the Rubik. Epikid keeping himself locked down onto Sneko. Sneko will be able to turn with the Yules. The rest of VPP still keeping themselves held back by Roche. Saberlight cuts across the Sunder. Brings Epikid low. The Dream Coil. He gets over safe. He's in with the disruption. Buying them time to kill off the Terror Blade. And
oh my god.
The VP alive. Save with a clutch disruption. Will save the Death Prophet and allow VPP to ensure that this again is another team fight victory for themselves. Triple kill for FN, 4 dead on NiP.
What a save by Save. It's like, holy moly, he dropped so low. They almost were able to get the kill, but again, VPP are just displaying like perfect coordination with the way that they're playing their draft. These 3 tanky frontliners over and over again, eating the brunt of the force, allowing these supports to get their spells off in majority of the situations. And Charlie immediately, he at the start of the fight, he just has to back off and run away in all these situations because the SD just puts an ult on him, and it gets very scary for a Terrorblade in the game like that.
Yeah. And you know, in those sort of fights as well, you know, Charlie's, you can see, you know, he's popping the BKB. He doesn't want to use the meta. He knows it's going to be a bad fight, but he has to, because otherwise, I mean, what else is he going to do? Is he going to save it for the defense when his teammates are dead? I mean, obviously he uses it. It still doesn't make a difference, and that's when you know that there really is a problem now for NiP. They are that far behind that there just seems very few ways that their lineup can play their way out of this game against VPP with the 13k lead they have, 25-10, and the items that pretty much all the heroes on VPP have right now.
Yeah, and look, FN's actually stalking Supreme already bottom. He's on top of him, and that's a kill.
Yeah, I mean, FN's been styling this whole game from the laning stage to the early movements.
13,
the objective
0,
taking
7.
13, yeah. And you look over at Supreme, he's struggled heavily, 2-4-7. It was that tough matchup mid. FN really did make sure that Supreme didn't get much at all out of the lane, and it's made the Pucks game very hard to play from then on.
I mean, across the board, they've just played so well. Look, what, 0 death, Death Prophet, 0 death, DK, 3 death, Centaur, but I mean, DM, the times that he died, it was just like, he was just alone completely, and it's not like NiP got anything out of it. They got a Centaur kill into nothing. Yeah, it was like the whole team going on him. He was kind of just eating a perfect position for a gank. As the steal comes out, it's gonna actually be the Exorcism again. Epileptic not covering that at his best game, but not really been mattering too much.
Let's see what they can do to stop him. Fortification comes to an end.
Those are the last 2 creeps that VPP has. Saberlight did cut the whole wave.
I mean, should be enough. Look at FN go to work.
Oh,
Level 22 Dragon, Mjolnir, Crystallis, BKB, he has it all. As he is just removing the racks from the game in front of them. They see the jump in from Saberlight, going for the backlines with the Rolling Thunder. Shiva's Guard himself fuels, he's up in the air. Still has the BKB and the Aegis to rely on Epikid, so no real threat to him whatsoever. They've finished off the melee racks. As you say, the creeps are now gone, but they got the big objective that they hoped for. They can move down towards the bottom, take the tier 2.
It's easy pickings for them. They got a lot of different options that they can go for here. They're actually just going to hold the high ground for a moment until they do back away and address.
FN's got a full Daedalus now too.
What?
It's like, this guy's farm, it's just been insane. 20k
my favorite.
net worth on the DK.
These are my DK builds these are just the absolute like best ones. Like when you see the DKs when they have like Blink and like BKB and you know like AC or something, it's still like okay, it's pretty good. But this one where he's just like this force to be reckoned with, where you can't ignore the DK in the fights, he really pops off.
Hey, he does everything right. He tanks, he pushes towers, he destroys your heroes, he deals with the illusions.
He BKB slows, he pierces them like with a BKB piercing slow, and he starts focusing on your carry. Like he's really strong hero if he does get this farm, and that's why he has started to get a lot more popularity. And Supreme, speaking of popularity, they want him again.
Oh, are they gonna find him? Yes, they are. Not the smoothest Jules Hoof Stomp combos, but I don't think it will matter at all. He'll go for the self-heals. He does have an orb up. Will try and jump away. He's managing to break the gap a little bit. But save with another disruption into the start of the phase shift. He's juking it out once more. But there's only so much he can do against 4 heroes. He will inevitably fall in the river.
FN on Era.
Same. 2 shots to Rubik. Because that's just how this game is right now. Unfortunately for NiP, and obviously fortunately so for VPP. They really did. I mean, honestly, I feel like you just have to go back to the draft, and I don't know if NiP maybe just struggled. They just ran out of ideas halfway through, but they just didn't have an answer to breaking away any of this sort of combos that VPP have. This lineup from VPP, I don't think, if you ask them, I don't think they'd switch out any of these heroes for any of the heroes in the game. Like this is literally what VPP wanted to play.
No, they're literally like the perfect. They're some of the top heroes right now in the patch, right? It's the Death Prophet, the DK, the Centaur, the Shadow Demon. Like Shadow Demon's banned, I think, all the games that I see, at least, because he just shuts down and prevents majority of everything. Same thing with Death Prophet, a lot of the games. Yeah, VPP looks like they got pretty much everything they wanted. They're cruising with it pretty nicely, looking to close out this game here.
Saberlight is going to try for the lead-in, does manage to find the Rolling Thunder on the 2 of them. They go for the DK, getting down low. Epi is getting hurt pretty bad by Charlie, but the BKBs are out. FN turns with the stun over towards Supreme, 3 shots and the puck is dead. Supreme gone without buyback. Swashbuckle on towards Ina, does snap the Dream Core, but he's still alive. They haven't been able to kill anyone off on VPP's side. 2 dead on NiP. The buyback will come out from Saberlight. Charlie trying to do his best, but with no BKB as it's on cooldown, he has very little to offer. The silence, the root, he gets nuked to oblivion, out of the game for a minute. Aggression from DM, jumping in on a Saberlight. He is dead for good. Die back on the Pangolier, and you can certainly imagine it coming out, and it does. It does indeed. 32-10, 24k lead for VPP. This was a rough one for NiP, and we've seen this lineup. We know NiP has a lot more to offer.